Welcome back. This is the Premier League preview show on Channel 1 TV. My name is Nathan Kwame. My guests, Yahweh J. Minta and Kwame Amin Bafu Jr. We've been looking at three of the standout games over the weekend: West Ham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Villa, and the big one, Liverpool, Man City. Let's get to the next half of the show, or the next part of the show, which is the debate. Welcome back and welcome to the debate on the Premier League preview show. Today we're asking, how can Manchester City turn their season around? Can they even turn their season around? We never know. So how can they turn their season around? It's been a pathetic run for them. They are 8 points behind Liverpool in the league. They could go potentially 11 points behind. But after that, there's still football to play. So guys, how can they turn their season around?
Yeah. I've already mentioned the key issue, psychology.
Okay.
I mean, the coach himself hasn't been in that situation before. The club, ever since it became a big club in England, haven't also been in that situation before. So it's what they need is a spark, something to spark, something to remind them of themselves and what they are and who they are, and to be able to get themselves back. We felt that the game against Feyenoord was going to kickstart something, some sort of a recovery. Definitely there will be a recovery. They are definitely not out. There is definitely going to be a recovery. But at what point does this recovery start? If Liverpool allow themselves to lose this game against Man City, there begins a recovery, because you've given them a boost, making them think that, okay, we went through a patch, this is what we needed to do, we've been able to win, we've closed the gap to 5 points, let's go on a charge. And we know Pep's Man City, mentally, they are very up there. But there are moments in your career or moments in your life where you go through such a patch. What they need to do is to fix what is up there, the mentality. It's not about an issue of ability. It's not an issue of coaching. It's an issue of... The last time I heard Pep talking, I want my players back. I want my players back. Like, you could realize that. And he's always said it. He says he's nothing without his players. These are key players that help him execute whatever idea, whatever plan that he wants to. All right. So first, he needs to switch it up. Know that this is a new thing for me. I've never been here as a coach. The tabloids are all writing. Pep is human after all. You would need to get out of the human nature that you find yourself back to your superhuman status. And that's what Pep needs to do. He needs to fix his psychology, fix that as quickly as possible. Okay. You remember one thing, I've said this consistently on the same platform, that this 1-1-5 thing was always going to create some sort of a psychological issue. It's not that they won't be able to manage it, but you are always being asked questions about it. It's always playing on your mind. You go and they're asking you, the charges, will you be here? Even after signing his contract, even when they are relegated, will you be here? All these do have some sort of a psychological implication on the team and whatever you are doing, because what that thing is doing is that it's questioning your credibility and your ability to do things. That you are being aided because you had to do certain things to be able to get what you are having. And that's one thing that plays. I mean, imagine you being successful, then someone comes to tell you that because of factor A and B, which is illegal, has aided you to be able to do that. I mean, you are questioning me, my ability and everything. And all of these things do have psychological effects on the team. So they would need to find a way to deal with all of these situations. And I think they will recover. I don't know which game. Definitely not against United. I pray it's not that. But
you think City will recover? Yeah, how can Man City turn their season around?
How can Man City turn their season around? Well, as Pep Guardiola has done before, when he went through a situation like this, not to the same extent, but something like this, his first season in the Premier League, where things just didn't go well because he just didn't have the right materials. He needed proper fullbacks to get the job done. But he had Zabaleta, he had Bakary Sagna, and it just didn't go well. And many question his ability, like, okay, yeah, you've coached in the Bundesliga, you've coached in the Spanish La Liga, but this is the Premier League. Then what did he do? He went out there, I want specific players, fullbacks, A and B, Benjamin Mendy, I want Kyle Walker, I want this, I want this, I want that. He got it, and here he is. So for me, how do Man City get their groove back? I think they need to start with the basics, because the win will come, the spark will come, the run will come. But would it be enough to win the Premier League? Because that's what they are playing for.
Yep.
That's what they are playing for. They are so big that they don't play for Champions League qualification, as Man United are doing now. They don't do that for, let's win a title to validate our rise back to the elite level, as Arsenal is trying to do. They are far beyond that. They are trying to create more history by trying to win the Premier League title for the 5th time in a row. Would it be enough if the spark comes? Once the spark comes, would it be enough? It will be enough when they get into the January transfer window and bring in players that are capable of doing what Rodri was given to them before he got injured. And that's why this whole Zubimendi connection, I think it does make sense. Okay. And so for me, yes, aside the things that we discussed in the previous segment, for me, I think once they get into the January transfer window, they can't be arrogant about it, where, yeah, we are not going to sign any player in the January transfer window. They can't be arrogant about it. They need to get a proper midfielder in there to do what Rodri was doing. Maybe not to the same level, but give you something solid, about 80% of what Rodri was doing. And I think they will be fine and potentially go ahead and win the
By the time it gets there, the season is gone.
No. I'm saying, like, they should be able to maintain, get back to the basics, get back that spark, get some wins. And once they get that spark and they get the wins, get to the January transfer window, that will be a compliment. Because we are not having this discussion because of Man City getting back their winning run. It's all towards the title. Would they be able to win the titles all long term? I believe that's the whole point in this discussion. Like, because
so you're asking how they can turn their season around, but
ultimately.
So yeah, we're saying get to the basics up until you get to the January
transfer window.
Bring in
complement it with, get the basics right.
Bring in a player
to get back in form. Get back in form. Then you get to the January transfer window. Then you complement that form by bringing in a player who can give you what Rodri was giving to you before the injury. Then that's when I know that, the recovery will be on point and they will be able to go out there and get a 5th Premier League title in a row.
Okay, we'll see how Manchester City will play the rest of the season out. It starts with going to Liverpool over the weekend. Eventually, we'll see where they will finish come May 2025. Let's have another look at the fixtures before we leave. Match week 13 of the Premier League.
Brighton win,
okay.
Brighton win.
Brentford win. Newcastle draw against Palace.
Okay, Newcastle to draw against Palace.
Nottingham Forest win.
Forest win.
Okay, I see.
Bournemouth. It's a very tricky game. Very tricky game.
Score draw.
It's possible. It looks very possible.
West Ham, Arsenal
win. Chelsea win.
Chelsea beat Villa.
United
win.
Spurs, they will draw or lose. I won't be surprised. Are you surprised?
Spursy moment.
It's Spurs.
They are no
Spurs.
longer.
You follow what happened yesterday. You beat Man City and then you draw home to Roma, who were on the like a 5-game winless.
Sacked like 2 coaches at this stage.
They will beat someone
in the season
and then meet another team, and then they will just look at what they did. Ipswich did to them. Prior to that, they had won a game.
That's okay, Spurs. And then the last one.
Liverpool, Man City. I'm going for a draw.
Liverpool win.
A draw or a Man City win.
You don't think?
I don't see Liverpool winning this.
Are you sure?
For some reason, it's crazy. Call me crazy, but I don't see Liverpool winning this one.
I mean, you Liverpool to win, right? Easy win, tough win, slim win.
It depends. It depends. If Pep decides to respect the opponent in terms of respect, then it might be some 2-0 win. Because there is this thing about Liverpool too. When it's not like they are fully on it. There are moments where they are attacking and they are relaxing. So probably a 2-0 win.